This time on the Gadget Show, we're slipping on our silk shorts, lycra leggings and Dayglow sweatbands for our Gadget Show Sports Day.
Can tech turn us into Olympic heroes?
Or can it just help us cheat our way to victory?
What am I thinking?
What was John thinking? He travelled to a very noisy part of Italy to test noise-cancelling headphones.
And I'll show you my top 5 pointless but totally brilliant websites. I love it.
Hello and welcome to the Gadget Show.
Yeah, and as you've probably guessed, we're getting all athletic in this week's challenge. It's Gadget Show Sports Day.
Oh, I used to love sports day at school.
So did I.
You know, the chance to shine in the pursuit of athletic excellence.
Yeah, the chance to cop an eyeful at Lisa Burrows and feasibly short shorts.
Yes, I can imagine you two absolutely revelling in that sort of atmosphere. However, John, I can't imagine it was the highlight of your school year.
Quite right, Susie. I mean, outdoor games were never my thing, although I did once win the school's Connect 4 championship.
Nice.
Nice one.
So the challenge was for all 4 of us to go head-to-head and select the best gadgets that we could to help us claim victory in 3 separate disciplines.
And we were competing for this, the coveted Gadget Show Sports Day Champions Cup.
Yes, and the 3 disciplines we need to conquer are...
Running.
Throwing.
Jumping!
Right, time to get started. First up, running. On your marks, get set. Ah!
Oh, my goodness.
Presenters, your challenge is to take part in the specially arranged Gadget Sports Day. There will be 3 events, so get to it and may the best tech win.
Ah, you haven't got your sports kit, you can do it in your pants.
As everyone knows, to be the best takes years and years of hard work and dedication. But we didn't have time for that. So, to spare our blushes, the production team had already picked 4 lots of tech they thought might help with our first event, the 400 metres.
Ah! A wee! I'm bagging that. Because that's my idea of a challenge. I can do it in front of a telly. Yeah.
Having studiously avoided sport all my adult life, running 400 metres on the Wii suited me perfectly. And Jason, too, was a happy bunny.
Oh, easy glider. Love a bit of easy glider.
Oh, you have an easy glider.
That could give me the competitive advantage I'm looking for today.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to go for track stuff because I fully believe that I'm at least going to get a quicker start than any of you. I'd had to make up my mind quickly, but I could tell at a glance I'd got my hands on some top-drawer kit.
So what does that leave me with this? Hey, at least it's inside and I won't get wet.
We were each given an hour to get used to the tech before the race. And once I got the free motion incline trainer working, I realised that it was rather special.
Look at this. Incline -3. You know what that means, don't you? I'm going to run downhill all the way. Yes! Brilliant.
With inline skates on my feet, the Easy Glider X6 is one of my favourite gadgets, but using it without wheels is something else. It's like having a pacemaker. You're forced to run at a considerable sprint. The only problem is my arms are fixed like this, and half a sprinter's energy comes from their arms. I think, cool as the Easy Glider is, it's not for me in this race.
Now, I've been given the choice of 3 games.
First, Wii Fit Plus, which is normally used with the Wii Balance Board, essential for many of the game's activities, but surprisingly not the running exercises. Next up, EA Sports Active, with many of the exercises geared towards aerobic workouts and a personal on-screen trainer. And Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, with its 20 different events based on Olympic disciplines, including 400 metres track racing.
Now, they're all good in their own way. The question is, though, which one will allow me to complete the 400 metres the quickest?
Mario and Sonic was quick, but I found starting on a precise cue fiddly. And that could lose me the race.
Oh, God.
EA Active has the realism as it measures your leg motion as well as your arms, but it's a little bit too realistic for me. Which left the Wii Fit Plus.
Well, this actually feels like real running as I vaguely remember it. I think I'm going to choose Wii Fit Plus. Quite quick as well.
My test session with the Easy Glider had been a bit of a disaster. It was time for Plan B.
Yeah, could you get it here quickly? Really quickly.
While Jason was taking a break, I was flying.
Now,
What's special about these running spikes is they're the very ones that Usain Bolt used when he broke the world record for the 100 meters. And there's more. I also had a state-of-the-art running suit. Its design helps support key muscle groups and reduces energy loss, and its makers claim it can increase an athlete's power by over 5%.
And now we go over to our sports commentator, Barry Davis.
In lane 1, we have Jason Bradbury and the Easy Glider. Lane 2 is Otis Steely and Usain Bolt's trainers. In the clubhouse, we have Susie Perry on the free motion running machine, and John Bentley is on the Wii Fit Plus. Competitors, take your marks. Get set.
Hold it! Stop! Stop! Hello? Hi.
It's on the phone!
Yeah. Just give me...
Jason!
Just hold it, don't move!
Well, I've never seen anything like this at the Olympics.
Cheating! He's changing his tech on the line.
This is what I'm talking about!
There doesn't seem to be anything against it in the rulebook. In fact, what rulebook?
I'd played a blinder with this Batavus 7-speed stepper. No pedalling required, just move your legs up and down.
Dude, you can't use that.
I'm running on it. It's a running bike. You run on it. You just put your Lycra over there and let's get this race on.
Right, let's get started. Competitors, take your marks. Get set, go! Dealey's fly footwear is enabling him to get his power down early.
He's already up to speed. Come on.
What am I thinking?
Oh, way behind already. On the first bend, I'm lagging.
Bradbury's fighting back. That stepper has given him the edge.
Run in there, Lycra boy.
You know, I think this would be a lot easier if I took this remote out of my pocket.
No, that's cheating, John.
Still works.
What's this? Bentley's catching up.
Brilliant, I can run without running.
There's no stopping him now.
Come to me as if he got what it takes.
Bradbury and Dealey in the finishing straight. Perry bringing up the rear. And Bentley storms into the lead.
400 metres, I've done it.
I don't believe it.
Look, they're down the finishing straight. I'm going to go and see them. Keep it up. I've won.
What?
Brilliant.
What was your time?
Without effort, 52 seconds.
No!
No way.
It's great, you see, you can take it out of your pocket, you just have to go like that.
Good effort, John.
Neither of you two actually ran.
What are you talking? What are you talking? That was kind of like running.
It's a bicycle.
Bike.
I mean, I agree, it's bizarre. but I was exhausted.
Okay, but at least was physical exertion.
Physical. Yeah.
Yeah? Whereas this, what's this?
I was exhausted as well. My fingers were on the point of RSI with all that. There's a real
Not full
technique to
RSI,
this.
just on the point of RSI.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, let's have a look at the medals table then, shall we? So,
a look.
John took the gold medal.
Well done, John.
Jason there in silver. And Otis in bronze with me yet to score.
Yeah.
But fear not, I shall be changing that shortly.
Sorry, Sue. Beautiful. Time for a short break now, but after that...
John's deep in the bustling Italian city of Pisa testing noise-cancelling headphones.
And our Gadget Show Sports Day continues as we use some extraordinary tech to try and throw stuff as far as we can.
Welcome back. Now I want to talk to you about noise-cancelling headphones. They've become increasingly popular recently, mainly because they've become increasingly effective at cancelling out unwanted background noise. The big question, as always, though, is which are best? Well, to find out, I headed for the noisiest Italian city I could find.
I'd arrived for a leisurely lunch in Pisa before the height of the midday traffic rush, so I asked my friendly waiter if I could move my table closer to the main road junction in order to test out the noise-cancelling headphones.
Oh, look, Fiat 500. I'm going to try out 3 of the leading contenders while eating an agreeable lunch. But before that, perhaps I better explain a bit about how they work.
Generally, it's not the volume of surrounding noise that irritates us, but the frequency of the sound.
The ear cups and the ear pads block some of the high-frequency noise naturally, but the low-frequency noise gets through the structure more easily, which is where the active noise cancellation technology kicks in. A microphone measures the low-frequency noise, and then the headphones project an opposing sound wave into your ear to help cancel it out. So these headphones don't remove all the external noise, but they do help tone down the most irksome parts of it. They're a sort of gin and tonic for the ears. Right, let's get started.
First up, the Sony MDR NC500s, and I began by testing their comfort.
Now, the actual ear pads feel quite hard. I'm told they mould themselves to the shape of your head, but I'm concerned they might be slightly uncomfortable.
Ooh, my Carpaccio di Bresaola has arrived.
As the Italian traffic started to build up, it was time to try their noise-cancelling abilities. One flick of a switch is all it takes to activate the clever electronics, and so that you can hear exactly what I was hearing, we rigged a small microphone inside one of the ear cups.
These Sonys really are good. I mean, with them on, the whole world seems to have retreated several streets away. It's wonderful. The only issue I've got really is the way they're powered. Because they use a rechargeable battery, you've got to cart around this rather bulky mains charger and/or this separate AA battery pack.
And if the power runs out, they won't work, even as regular headphones. Of course, I was keen to check the sound quality of the Sonys, so I plugged in my music player for a burst of Italian opera.
In terms of their sound quality, they're the best noise-cancelling headphones I've ever heard. Wow.
Delighted with the Sony's excellent performance, I moved on to a rather special pasta.
Buon appetito, signore.
During this course, I'd be testing the Sennheiser PXC 450s.
They originally retailed for around £350. You can now get them for around £230.
Although these are the heaviest of the three sets, the softer ear pads immediately felt more comfortable than the Sonys, belying their somewhat ungainly dimensions.
Right, time to test the noise-cancelling abilities. Let's switch them on. After the Sonys, frankly, that's a bit disappointing. You know, the world's very much still with me. It's not anywhere near so effective. Now, sound quality. And unlike the Sonys, the Sennheisers run on a single AAA battery, so there's no need to lug a charger around with you. And if the battery does go down, you can just flick this switch here, and you can still listen to your music, though without the noise cancellation, obviously.
There's also a useful volume control button and a talk-through facility that lets you hear conversations more easily without switching off the noise-cancelling function.
But sadly, in spite of all the toys, I don't think they sound very good at all. Not much bass, not much treble. It all sounds a bit weedy, really.
All round, a rather disappointing performance from Sennheiser. So, onto the Bose QC15s.
At around £270, these are the most expensive of the three sets. And they look it. They're very well made and they're very compact. Ooh, ice cream.
The super soft leather gives the Boses the edge when it comes to comfort. But what about their noise-cancelling abilities?
The QC15s also run on a disposable battery, and they are really incredibly good at blocking out unwanted sound. So they're the clear winners of this particular test.
And the Bose's sound quality was also very impressive, though just edged out by the Sonys.
There is one downside to the QC15s, though. Like the Sonys, they won't work as standard headphones if the battery fails, so you do need to carry a spare.
So, to the G ratings. In last place with 2 Gs, the Sennheisers. Although comfortable, they offer the poorest sound quality and noise cancellation of the three. The Sonys get 3 Gs. Their sound quality is excellent, but they're marred by the bulky recharging equipment and the hard ear cups. And the winners with 4 Gs are the Boses. They provide the best noise cancellation, are the most comfortable, and have excellent sound quality.
Testing gadgets is, of course, at the core of everything we do here at the Gadget Show. And that's the same on our website at www.5.tv/Gadget Show. If you're shopping for pretty much any sort of tech, you must check out the Best Buys section of our website before you spend a penny. In Best Buys, we give clear, no-nonsense recommendations of the best gadgets in every category, and for a range of budgets, from bargain to luxury.
Right, Lord Gamer, I have got something to show you. Come with me.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Lights out.
Right, now, MW2 in here.
yes.
This is called the J Dome. Now, as you can see, it's a 180-degree projector screen. So we've got the projector set up behind, and you can use any projector you want to. So you stand as close as you can to the dome, and you should be completely immersed in your gaming experience. And the idea is that you can detect things in the corner of your peripheral vision. Now, you're playing it. What do you think? Does it work?
Yeah, there's no doubt that there is a peripheral sense here. There's an immersive element to this technology, which is really nice. But what I've got to say is that the way that this is constructed with these ribs and the sort of creases in the material, they do kind of refract the light a little bit, and you lose resolution.
The quality.
Yeah. But I think as a concept, it rocks.
Right, now it's time for our top 5, and it's all about those websites that you find that are a little bit pointless and a little bit useless, but lots of fun. So sit back and enjoy our top 5 pointless websites.
Pointless websites are designed to help you while away your precious time, when really you should be doing something far more important. There are websites like Face, where you control the features of, you've guessed it, a human face. It really is as pointless as a website gets. Or how about Transform, a surreal game where you turn a deer-like creature into a tree by following a series of bizarre steps. If you love building machines that do stuff, you'll love Symmetry Lab. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just pointless. So, after extensive, in-depth research, I can now give you our definitive top 5 pointless but fun websites. In the number 5 spot, it's first-person Tetris. Well, I don't need to tell you what you need to do in Tetris. Everyone from every culture on Earth understands the rules of Tetris. The twist with first-person Tetris is that you don't rotate the blocks, you rotate the room around them, which in this case is a kind of carpeted student flat with a classic Nintendo console, some VHS cassettes and a potted plant on top of an old-school TV. I love it. In at 4 is another game called Crate Crash. One of the characteristics of pointless websites is their black hole-like ability to just draw you in and absorb time. And Crate Crash is a really good example of that. It uses some very convincing physics that enable you to move crates around with a series of impulses. You just click the button and you try and throw it around the screen. The fewer blasts you use to get rid of your crates, the higher your score. But use too many and you fail the level and have to start again. I could honestly spend 8 hours of an office day doing this. At number 3, conclusive proof that language is the source of all misunderstandings. It's Lost in Translation. You'll know if you've tried to translate English into different languages on websites like Babelfish or Google Translate that they're very impressive, but they're by no means perfect. Lost in Translation is a website that highlights the slightly random nature of computer-driven translation by translating a sentence back and forth between several foreign languages and eventually back into English. Or, as the website says, destroyed in translation, it is a website of that emphasise the type of certain occasional way of the translation that is controlled for the computers, translates a sentence of the programme in both felt between some foreign languages and, English. At number 2 is the highly addictive Snake Trouble. I spent countless hours playing Snake on the grayscale screen of my first-generation mobile phone as I travelled on buses and trains. And this is the game made into a pointless online variation. The idea, like the original, is to chobble on as many mice as possible without bumping into yourself. Straight back on it before the boss gets back. Stealing the top spot is the fabulously antagonistic Letters. Everyone loves fridge magnets, especially the alphabet type that enable you to write little messages to your flatmates or rude words. Well, that's exactly what our top site lets you do, online. However, there's a twist. Give me back my O. That's my O. Other people are playing at the same time with the same set of virtual magnets, and they keep pinching your letters to use in their own words. Get the O back. The O keeps going back into the letter dunk. Right, I'm going to write the word defiant, because hopefully that will send the right message. I'm going to change the O for a U in donkey. That'll mess with their mind. Yeah, donkey. Right, time for another quick break, but after that...
Our Gadget Sports Day continues. How far can you throw something using a gadget? Quite a long way, it appears.
68 metres!
Welcome Welcome back. Now let's get straight on with the second part of this week's challenge.
Yeah, it's time to get straight back to the outdoor grudge match of the year, the Gadget Show Sports Day.
Yes, and all of us were competing across 3 disciplines for this. The Gadget Show Sports Day Champions Cup.
First up, we faced a 400-metre run, and I managed to win that with my quick fingers.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. But as they say on the telly, there was still all to play for. And going into the second round, I was feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, but, you know, when you put it like that, I mean, I was feeling pretty confident. How about you?
I was feeling supremely confident.
Yeah?
Oh, me too. I had some great tech to bring to the field of battle.
All right, going into the second round, clearly we were all feeling very confident, and this one was all about throwing.
OK, let's get going.
Oh, here we go.
On your marks, set...
Back at the athletics track, preparation is underway for the next event, the throwing.
We would get 3 attempts, with the longest distance winning, so the choice of tech was critical.
I was up first and had decided to use the Zyklone Zing Ring Blaster, as I felt the streamlined shape of a ring would ensure it travelled the furthest. Technology in this is a mystery, OK? Even NASA, apparently, don't know how this thing works.
Haven't NASA got better things to do than play with Zing Ring blasters?
Me?
Behave yourselves.
Go on, Jace.
Good luck, Jace, here.
And get on the edge.
Don't go over the line.
I don't want to forfeit anything.
He takes aim, he shoots. It flies. A very credible 21.7 metres.
I was next, and I decided that my Wild Sling Solo water bomb launcher would power me to victory.
Come on, Suze, right back.
Right back!
Trajectory there. Am I too high?
That's it, girl. It's more like it.
It's an unusual technique, but I like it. Perry's distance, 47.3 metres.
Cricket balls can be thrown at over 160 kilometres an hour, and as I'd been a pretty handy thrower at school, I decided to chance my arm for my first attempt.
Oh, he's good.
He's out of the,
It's
he's
good.
out of the zone.
At the ballpark.
Dealey better still, 58.8 metres.
Impressive, but I'm using a counterweight, gravity and a sling.
It's a trebuchet. Well, you see, before the advent of gunpowder, at least before the widespread use of gunpowder, the only way you could get a large object a long distance was to use a trebuchet.
What have you got in there? Hot tar?
Golf balls. Caution, live trebuchet firing.
So at the end of round 1, it's Dealey in first place, followed by Perry in second. Bradbury third, Bentley bringing up the rear. But with 2 more throwing rounds to go, it's all to play for.
For throw 2, I'd pick the Aerobi Super Disc, which has a soft edge for catching and a hard centre for straight line flight. Straight and true, baby. Ready?
Don't go over the line.
No wobbling.
No wobbling. Oh. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good.
Good throw certainly, but at 35 metres, not good enough. It's still third place for Bradbury.
For my second throw, I was determined to ramp up the power with my 3-man wild sling.
Ready? Here we go.
That was better! Yes!
At 60 metres, it's better than Perry's first throw and nicely consolidates her second place position.
Otis, being a sporting chap, has chosen cricket tech. The bowler bowling machine uses 2 contra-rotating discs and is powered by a 12-volt battery.
Throw number 2, you ready, guys?
Yeah. Go on then.
Good luck, man.
Bring it on.
I think I'm going to stick with this.
Awesome, 80.7 metres. But still determined to prove a point, Bentley's back with the trebuchet.
Oh!
Yes, it's not bad, is it?
22.5 metres. Certainly better, but he's still last. So at the end of round 2, it's still Dealey out in front, followed by Perry, followed by Bradbury and Bentley.
For my third and final throw, I decided to fall back on an old friend.
The Aerobi Pro. All right, this holds the world record for the longest ever frisbee throw, all right?
Yes.
406 metres.
At only 3mm thick, the Aerobie is much thinner than typical Frisbees and has a specially designed spoiler rim. These two features enable it to keep the centre of aerodynamic lift at the centre of the ring, so it slices through the air.
That was not bad.
What is it, Jace?
68 metres!
For my final throw, I'd up the speed of my bowler bowling machine to its maximum 99 miles per hour.
3, 2, 1!
Excellent!
116.8 metres!
With Otis still way out in front, I decided to go for broke and bring out the compressed air-powered artillery.
This is my Magnum balloon bazooka.
Whoa!
Loading. Oh, 150 PSI. Do you feel lucky, Punk?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, it's rubbish!
Where's it gone?
Where's it gone?
It just evaporated in the air.
For my final attempt, adjustability is the name of the game with this cutting-edge golf club. Its face can be set at 8 different angles, and you can add weights to match your driving style.
This is a very high-tech club, the tailor-made R9 Super Tri.
Oh, it's long.
What? Where is it?
Oh, it's over there.
Where?
It's on the ridge! It's on the ridge!
On the hill thing.
It's on the hill!
This
could be the right retire, you know. This could be the
I think I can do better than that. 138.9.
Wow!
Impressive.
2 gold medallions for me.
Do you know what, though? Of all the tech that we used in our sports day, I think some of the most exotic was in this part of the challenge.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was a little bit disappointed, though,
Me
that my
too.
balloon bazooka didn't work, because if it had, it promised 500 metres.
I wasn't so disappointed that it didn't work. After all, it was a throwing competition.
Thank you, well said.
Mr. Nick Faldo.
Hey, look, I've got a dictionary definition of throw here, and it says to discharge into the air by any means, which my high-tech golf club did admirably.
He's right.
Well, it certainly did, because it's got its jangle-jangle starting to look like Jimmy Savile with that round neck. Shall we have a look at the points table, then? So John leading the way with his 2 gold medals on 6 points. Otis, a silver and a bronze, just needs a gold to make the set. Jason in 3rd place with 2 points and a silver, and me just squeezing onto the board with a single point. In this slightly ironic sports day, with the fact that John Bentley is actually leading the way. Right, now it's time for you to be on your marks and get set.
Nice sports speak.
Yes, thank you very much. Because it's time for that part of the show where we give away a ridiculous amount of tech.
Yes, the now legendary Gadget Show competition. And this week, I think you're going to like what we've done.
You better believe it. We're giving away a mountain of tech, aren't we? In fact, if you were to pile all of the gadgets in this week's prize fund on top of each other, OK, and then climb them, you'd reach 284.9 feet.
Exactly.
I made that up. But what I'm trying to get across is there was a lot of gadgets in this week's prize fund.
And we're going to start by throwing in all our favourite gadgets from this week's Sports Day Challenge.
And keeping with the sporting theme, we're giving away a year's free gym membership for 2.
But that's all before we get to the really serious hardcore-ishness of this week's prize fund. Don't believe us. Believe your eyes as we show you everything you could win this week.
You can win VIP Premier League football tickets for 2 people to include seating and a 3-course lunch.
Staying with our sporty theme, we're including a Wii Fit Plus, a bike stepper, and a Wild Sling giant water balloon launcher.
A tailor-made R9 Super Tri Golf driver, a pair of Kangoo Jumps XR3, an Aerobie Pro flying ring, a Zyklone Zing Ring blaster, and a floating armed Trebuchet Model 3000 kit.
From John's test, a pair of Bose QC15 noise-cancelling headphones.
An Apple iPad, a 42-inch plasma TV for your sitting room, a 32-inch LCD TV for your bedroom, a 16-inch LCD TV for your kitchen, and a Sky HD package for a year, plus dish and decoder.
A Blu-ray player with Blu-ray movies, and a 5.1 surround sound speaker system.
A high-end gaming PC, a DSi XL, a MacBook laptop and a Canon Pixma printer.
An Xbox 360, a year's subscription to Xbox Live, a PS3, a PSP Go, a Pyromac gaming chair and games for all the consoles.
An iPhone, an iPod Touch, a B&W Zeppelin iPod dock and an Arcos 5 media player.
A GorillaPod magnetic tripod, a Panasonic compact digital camera, a Sanyo Exacti waterproof camcorder and a Flip Video Ultra HD.
A TomTom Go Live sat-nav, a Surefire E1 backup torch, a Marin Bolinas Ridge mountain bike, a Roberts Ecologic 2 DAB radio and a pair of Salomon Cosmic walking boots.
A Jura 9 coffee machine, a Magimix food processor, a Dyson Ball vacuum cleaner, a Philips juicer and an Oral-B electric toothbrush.
A Yogi Gatekeeper Pico, a Griffin Bluetooth headset, a Water Blaster XLR water cannon and a Dirt Surfer inline board.
A Cobb barbecue, an Aladdin Challenger flask and a pair of Skullcandy TI headphones.
A copy of Windows 7, a D-Link Wi-Fi router, an Amazon Kindle e-reader and a Samsung NC10 netbook.
It's a huge bundle of goodies worth £17,000. And for your chance to win the lot, just tell us the answer to this question.
Complete the traditional sports day race. Egg and, A fork, B knife or C spoon.
To enter, call 0904 1616555 or text A, B or C to 63555. Or send your answer, name and contact telephone number on the back of a postcard or a sealed envelope to Gadget Show 14, PO Box 46556, London N10WW. Calls cost £1.50 from a BT landline. Calls from other networks may vary and for mobiles will cost considerably more. Text costs £1.50 plus one message at standard network rate. For rules, go to 5.tv/win. Lines close at midday on Monday the 10th of May and 3 days later for postal votes. Good luck.
Right, next up, something new for the Gadget Show. We've got 3 shows to go until the summer break, so I think it's about time we brought in a new strand.
Welcome to Graveyard Gadget, where we try and decide what were truly the worst bits of tech ever to grace the homes of misguided and disillusioned gadget fans.
The idea is quite simple. Susie and Otis have each chosen a gadget in a particular category. They'll make the case for why they think it's so horribly dreadful. Then I will decide which is the worst. Whereupon, in a ceremony of pure unmitigated destruction, my assistant, Mr. Bradbury, will then wipe the offending piece of tech from the face of the earth in a most violent and amusing manner.
Can I just say, I take this duty very seriously indeed, all right? And you can rely on me to deal out the damage.
OK, so this week is all about the worst computer gadgets, and it's the Amstrad emailer versus the Apple Newton.
It's the year 2000, and to celebrate this new era, Sir Alan Sugar conjures up a gadget to take the world by storm.
How wrong was he? There is only one gadget that deserves to be tossed onto the gadget graveyard heap, and it's my candidate, the Amstrad emailer.
The emailer was basically an advanced telephone handset which offered pay-as-you-go access to email without a computer.
Amstrad would provide the hardware while BT would provide the email service. There were no connection fees or subscription charges. Consumers would simply pay to send and receive their emails through their regular phone bills.
It launched in May at a cost of £79.99, but neither businesses nor the public shared Sir Alan's enthusiasm. Its basic display and fiddly keyboard weren't its only faults.
OK, so you could send and receive emails, but you couldn't surf the net. And because you got charged every single time the emailer connected to the network to send and receive your emails, you could easily rack up a massive phone bill.
Nevertheless, Sir Alan set a target of getting 1 million emailers into British homes within 2 years. Big mistake. By 2003, it was reported that he had shifted just 175,000 of them.
Amstrad emailer, you were a total failure. You didn't live up to expectation, and you fully deserve your place in the gadget graveyard. You're fired.
When it comes to computer gadgets, the emailer was hopeless, but at least we all knew how terrible it was from the outset. In the early 90s, Apple were convinced their new handheld computing device was a thing of wonder. It wasn't! It really wasn't! And that's why the Apple Newton has been consigned to nothing more than a footnote in the history books. This mammoth PDA launched in '93 as the message pad, but everyone called it the Apple Newton, which is actually its operating system. Users could fax, sync files with their PC, and beam short notes to other Newton users using the device's infrared technology. Hang about, that's all starting to sound quite good for the early 90s. The problem was it weighed a whopping 400 grams, and then there was its supposed special feature. handwriting recognition application, aptly named Calligrapher, that was supposed to recognize the user's handwriting and turn the words into text. But it was pretty useless. When I wrote "The O-Dog is in town," it came out as "The emerges is in force." Ridiculous. And even though Apple churned out several more improved versions, by '98, the Newton was ditched. This gargantuan bit of tech completely and utterly failed what it set out to do. That is, reinvent personal computing. Please, put this beast out of its misery and turn it into a steaming great pile of mangled PDA mess. Destroy it.
Thank you. Well, a very impressive list of bad points from both of you, but I've made my decision, and the worst of the two is the Amstrad emailer.
Yes, of course it is.
Because basically it's satisfying a need that never even existed. It was an evolutionary dead end, arguably out of date before it was even launched. And for those reasons, it deserves to be dispatched into oblivion by the Gadget Show's resident gadget destroyer.
Gadgets beware. Yeah, I think it's fair to say it's not going to send any more emails.
Right, time now for the last break in the show. But after that, we reach the climax of our Gadget Show Sports Day as we all face the long jump.
Though for some of us, this is more properly termed the short stumble.
Welcome back. And I don't know about you guys, but it's feeling a little bit tense in the studio. You know, that tensionness is about this. It's the coveted Gadget Show Sports Day Cup.
That's right, very soon, one of us could be holding that cup aloft, proclaiming themselves Gadget Show Sports Personality of the Day.
Yeah, as things stand at the moment, John is cleaning up with his 2 gold medals and I'm in last place.
And our last event is jumping. Indeed, to be more precise, as accuracy is always a desirable attribute, our last event is the long jump.
Yes, indeed.
Aha!
I'm not.
I'm not.
Please. Oh.
The Olympic motto is Citius, Altius, Fortius, 3 Latin words meaning swifter, higher, stronger. Well, we've seen the swifter with the running, and we've seen the stronger with the throwing.
Chris!
So now it's time for the higher, and that means jumping. Final event of the first Gadget Sports Day is the long jump.
OK, these are the Pro Jump stilts, and believe it or not, they're invented for members of the German military so they could keep up with tanks. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep up with any tanks. In fact, I've got to tell you, you've got to try these things to realise how incredibly scary they are, but I'm going to give it my best shot. The Pro Jump stilts are serious bits of tech. Their lightweight aluminium construction and powerful fiberglass leaf springs allow trained users to run up to 20 miles an hour and leap over 5 feet in the air.
I think the word we're missing here is trained.
And so Jason's looking to bounce his way into the record books.
It's looking good!
Oh! We'd like to see that in slow motion.
Well, Bradbury's style on the run-up is certainly bold, if a little ragged. Takeoff great and lovely landing. The distance covered is measured from the start to the furthest point reached after landing. 4.5 meters by Bradbury. That's going to take a lot of beating.
Like Jason, I too had opted to use extreme tech for the long jump. This is the Vertigo Pro, an extreme pogo stick, if you will, that uses compressed air instead of springs for that extra oing. So.
Once pumped to around 50 psi, the Vertigo allows skilled users to get some serious height. Come on, Alex.
Right, here we go. 4.5 meters to beat. Come on, Dealey, you can do it.
Oh, right, no, I've got it.
Take your time, we've got a couple of hours before it gets dark.
Stop, just get to the jump, man.
Trying, dude.
I'm back to clapping, come on.
Here we go.
For the love of God, man, what are you doing?
Come on, you know I spent less time covering a marathon.
Stop out of the way.
I know.
That way, that's good. Is that good? Yeah. Keep going. Yeah. Oh, very good. That's a good jump.
From there, measure from here.
Wow, what a dive. I'm not sure whether to measure the distance or give him marks for artistic impression. And even with cheating at 3.5 metres, he's still a metre short of Bradbury's impressive leap.
For his jump, John decided to take a more down-to-earth approach.
Now, these Kangoo jumps, XR3s no less, are low-impact rebound sport shoes.
Kangoo jumps were originally designed for joggers to help reduce the impact of running. But whether they help me jump further or not, that remains to be seen.
Here it goes, it's going.
It's a confident run-up.
Bentley, come on, John, go.
And an outrageous jump, 4.8 metres. Amazingly, that takes Bentley into the lead.
Well, I've heard it all now. I've just had news from the track that Perry is going to compete in the Gadget Day Sports Day's final event without a gadget.
A run strong, but wait, something wrong here.
There's not actually enough crash mats for me.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's putting me off.
What?
It's putting me off. I'm getting to the edge, and I know that I can jump further and I'm going to hurt myself. I need more crash
All right,
mats.
let's get some more crash mats.
I'd come up with a fiendish plan to win, but would I get away with it?
Yeah, come on.
The run-up looks strong, very strong, and the jump. Oh my goodness, what a jump! That is sensational.
See how long it was?
Miles.
That's incredible.
OK, I've got to come clean. To aid me in this jump, I've used a bit of movie tech, beloved of kung fu fight coordinators the world over. It comes in the shape of two large cranes tied together by steel cables, and I was hung from two zip lines in a full body harness. All I had to do was run, jump, and let two burly guys called Jim and Stu do the rest. Magic.
Go, Stu. Oh, my... Oh!
13 metres, I think you'll find that that's the winning jump.
How right you are. Perry takes gold, Bentley silver, Bradbury bronze, and Daly the wooden spoon.
Well, I see
You weren't expecting that now,
Amazing.
were you? I could actually see your faces while I was jumping. It was very, very funny.
Do you know, it was impressive, OK?
Yeah.
But actually, I was impressed with Otis's jump, but obviously on a comedy level.
Yeah.
On
Yes,
a
it
pure
was very funny.
entertainment level, you absolutely got the gold in my view.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jason. Definitely a case there of tech choice fail.
All you had to do was turn around.
Go forward.
Wouldn't it?
You
You'd
could
have
have
been
done it
great going
backwards.
backwards. I've got to say that the pro jumps really impressed me. They are difficult. They're a bit clunky. But actually, when you get used to them, I think they would actually be very useful for long jump. If you can just have the courage to just lurch yourself forward and give it a big bounce, they'd be really good at it.
Bit of practice.
Great thing about these, though, is absolutely anyone can use them, which is what I think is brilliant about them. However, what I'm really interested in is the
let's have a look.
table.
Oh, yes,
Of
well,
course you
wouldn't
are.
we, wouldn't
Final
you, John?
tally.
Let's have a look then. Oh, with 2 gold medals and a bronze, it's John Bentley
done,
that
John.
wins the Gadget Show. Very good.
Sports star I've ever won.
Well, yes, very good. Oh, I came second, look. And then Jason is in 3rd place, and weirdly, on Sports Day, Otis comes in last.
Go figure.
Which just goes to prove what tech can do for you, doesn't it? But congratulations to John Bentley, who's our winner today.
Oh, look.
So it gives me great pleasure to present Mr. John Bentley with the winner's trophy.
Get your hands off it.
Yes, well
I'm very
done.
honoured. It's lovely. Thank you.
Nice one.
Where's my gum?
Yeah. That's what we've got time for this week's show. So we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
We don't know, John. No idea.
Bye.